So in this video we're going to be discussing what is a digital link, and I'm going to also debunk a really common MTD myth. So first of all, before we go into the digital link, I think it's really important to make sense of it. We need to discuss what HMRC are trying to achieve here. Now a lot of people will say, well, not a lot, but actually they're replatforming their system, they're bringing in a new authentication system, a lot of other boring IT project stuff, which is really important. So they're just making sure they get this right, and then once they get this right, other things can move much quicker. But in terms of the VAT returns, what are they trying to achieve here? So there's two things that they're trying to achieve. One, people miskeying data, and two, people calculating the totals incorrectly. So I've done some work with some large companies before, analysing the accuracy of their data entry clerks, and some of the most accurate clerks were 90% accurate. So if we were to take that in the VAT return sense, there's probably over 2 million VAT returns per quarter, and if we were able to fix about 10% of those and improve that, then obviously from an administration point of view, that's a huge saving for our tax system. So what are digital links according to HMRC? So according to the VAT notice 70022, section 3.2.1, data transfer or exchange within and between software programs, applications or products that make up functional compatible software. Piece of software must be digital, linked to other pieces of software to create a digital journey. So that's a lot of jargon, but what does it actually mean in a practical sense? So you need to be storing digital records, and digital records are basically transactions of your sales and purchases. You need to keep the date, the transaction value and the VAT rate, and they can be stored either on a spreadsheet, in a database, or in some sort of computer system. And then we need to total up those transactions and send them to HMRC. So you've got different types of systems, so systems like Xero, QuickBooks, Sage, Free Agent, those cloud accounting software which integrate directly with HMRC. So they track all your purchases and sales and just have the totals, and you click a button within the software and it submits automatically. So there's lots of people whose systems aren't fully integrated into MTD, and for those people what you can use is Excel bridging software. So if you're using a spreadsheet, you can keep all your transactions on different tabs, and then at least in one area you need those 9-box totals. Likewise, if you've got a big bespoke system or an old solution which can export the 9-box totals, you can use the Excel bridging software. The key part of this is that you can't in any way change those totals. So if you've got a formula that takes the spreadsheet of all the transactions and totals it up, you can't then just overwrite it. HMRC, that's disallowed. And once you've got that in some form, then you can use Excel bridging software. Now, I've got some Excel bridging software, and I'm going to showcase how easy it is to, once you've got that Excel spreadsheet, to send a VAT return. So here we have the first example, and as you'll notice, there's no other tabs along the bottom, so it's just one sheet, and we've got our 9-box values which we're familiar with. Now this was exported directly from an existing accounting system, and within my software you can configure, if you've got your own sheet that's exported from a different system, you can change what cells the different data comes from, but as long as you've got those 9 boxes, they've been exported and you haven't played around with them in between, that's fine. The other example is when you've got extra tabs down here with transactions in. So again, this is an example of a digital record, so there's a date, there's a value, and there's a VAT rate, and therefore we've got the value and the totals in there. So that's for sales and this is for purchase, and you'll notice within here when we look at the formula, it looks at the sales tab and gathers all the data from there, pulls it all in, and then we've got our 9 boxes. So that's brilliant. So what can we do from there? Well, within Tax Optimizer, as I said, there's some VAT settings just to say which sheet and cells to pull it from, so you can use your own. But here we've got our VAT period which we need to upload the data for. All we simply do is drag the example onto here. It uploads those figures that we had, and if we take the other one with transactions, we upload that. That pulls the data in. And so once we've done that, all we need to simply do is hit send, confirm that everything's okay. We can add notes here. And then once we've accepted it, we can see there's an audit log and it sends it to to HMRC, and it'll give us a receipt with various details on, and that's always kept within the system. So really that is as simple as it gets with regards to bridging software. So hopefully that's helped a lot of people. So what is the common MTD myth? And I get people constantly asking me this. So they're asking, after 2020, do I need to submit all my transactions and digital records? And the answer, as far as I'm concerned at the moment, and speaking to HMRC, is no. There's no plans at the moment. I think they're going to look at other areas of tax before they start looking at everything on a transactional level. I know other countries have already implemented it, but at the moment, there's no plans for it. It's out of scope for the moment. Now that said, if they implement the digital transactions correctly, there could be huge efficiencies gained all round in businesses and also for HMRCs themselves in terms of doing audits. Now I'm going to show you a quick video of an example of something you can do, and in another video I'm going to be discussing what they should do and how it could improve the efficiencies for everyone. So using a QR code, you can create an invoice in less than a second that is 100% accurate. To find out more, watch our next video. But thank you for watching this video, and please share it with anyone that you think it will help.